for constitute them, not devoid of partisan considerations, if not devoid of regional considerations, if they make them based upon party loyalty, because the intention are for protect themselves. If they make them based upon regional loyalty, because the intention are for protect themselves, then it means even after they don't left office, because they get for left office in 2028 anyway, whether they want it or not, these people might still be loyal to them. They must still be loyal to them. We not get yet to that stage day that Sierra Leone, where people there go do recruitments devoid of partisan and other ethnic considerations. We not reach it. We they say ordinary civil service recruitment. When they want for Duam, they is skew in favor of people from one part of the country. We see am. We see police recruitment. Then they skew up. We see military recruitment, then they skew up. How much more now? This one, where that for their own personal security, it means they don't try for influence the military to the extent where they want. They don't say they're not get for able. They don't try for influence the police to a great extent. They're not able, or they feel say they're not able for doing sufficiently. So therefore, they want now for constitute a force when then they handpick, where they believe say go be extremely loyal to them for do these things. And when they now appoint the Director General for the Central Intelligence and Security Agency, can you imagine how many magistrates we get in this country and how many judges we get? They can go to any magistrate. It can be you picking where you get a house with a magistrate. Your nephew, where you get a house with a magistrate. In cousin, where you do it at a house with a magistrate. He said, I can sign this paper back. I want to go harass that man and that. Dates now the type of thing where they provided for in this section 40.
And I don't know if this one gets this this vague, this scanty or this kind open or broad definition where they refer to as threat inside this document. Basically,
yes, I can take this now.
Okay.
In section 42, in section 14 and section 42, it says it allows the Director General for request information about you, even without warrant. If in your own opinion, the situation now is serious and urgent situation, if you consider a serious and urgent, how you define serious na isabi, how you define urgent na isabi. So if you don't say this is serious, this is urgent, they say, hey, if I not go arrest Sophia now, if I not go tap Sophia on the phone now, Sophia will threaten the peace and security of this country. So therefore, go for her. You don't need any warrants for do that day. As long as he feels say it do it. When this happen, it means ordinary citizens, their privacy, it don't do. We know say even without this law, some of we know say then they tap we phone there. We know. Because the way we phone they can behave when we make certain calls. We know say that they tap we calls. We know. And some of we will get slightly modern phones. You don't even know if they record you. For example, not a new phone, but if possible they record me, my phone they send to me a message. The setting are such that if possible they record me, it is sent to me a message. for tell me say, then they record you. So I don't know. So we know say that they tap before. But that what they do now is illegal. And then they do plenty of things that were illegal. So now they try for legalizer for protect themselves. You know, say until the time they near for when they left office in 2028, that they now try for protect themselves so that all the bad where they for continue for they do, then go use their lawyer for protect themselves. Section 40 and 41. Also, they talk about sting operations and undercover agents. And then when they say sting operators, then now there are people there where they send on special assignment for good or bad. They're undercover operators. They go disguise. You know, first we get the CID, we get a special branch. Whether they be civilized more. Now they say that they not do.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want, and watch it take shape.
When they begin talk, when they get the information, they be there. But this one now, if they go beyond that, then they get sting operators, and then they get undercover agents, and they get a very broad mandate. They can look into anything and everything as long as they feel say this thing is serious and urgent. And this brings me to section 43, where they talk about this now. It as a general, it can authorize their undercover agents here and then sting operators there for go against anybody where they feel say they pose a security threat. Can you imagine? Security threat broadly designed. So if Sengbe Pierre they na Sierra Leone, Sengbe Pierre they talk beaucoup, Sengbe Pierre no they told the line, they can send their sting operators there after you. They can send these undercover agents after you. And waiting back, now that they say if they send them for go do you bad, they're free from any criminal liability. The above case, they cannot legally be found guilty of anything if they do it. That's what they're saying here. They cannot be held criminally responsible. So, which means they can now use this law for trap innocent civilians. They can use this law for go after we.
I feel say we are left down the BM because what's important now,
for go after we.
What is scary now at this particular point? Now the fact say, for example, you always they talk say you always they get sideway when they get like mini tally center for they get results from different sides. So now, if this government say down they then consider them for be classified information for be security threat, they can just storm now place and say no, you no get right for do this thing. They're against security. Take away everything if possible. Arrest so that they want for arrest and go down. That one day again very scary for any election.
That is different. Hey, Sengbe Pierre. That people go left send.
But wait. You did say different. No, listen this one.
That particular one for the election. The election night. In Challenge Center. They want to interfere there. Paper go left send.
Okay, listen this one. The paper go left sell, yes, but listen this one. Then say threat. Then say classified. Then say, anything where they feel say, where they consider for be threat, and they can actually ask for going to her. If they can tap into your phone, tap into your communication, what you left with they not go do. Remember what will happen during the election.
They can attempt for no, make I help you.
Okay.
They can attempt for one. But I say always, as a Wusai, the piece that you rights they stop, they don't just say they start.
Okay.
And we self get the right for say we are not doing anything subversive, and we also get the right for be a part of the democratic process. This issue of classified, make I help you now.
Mm-hmm.
When they collect information or they do things or they get reports under the Freedom of Information Act of 2013, what will be passed as part of the 4 conditions precedent for get the MCC in 2013 when I was chief of staff. One of the things the way they do now that when they get any information, like how ECSL they do, when we ask for any information, they say it is classified. So now they don't give themselves the powers for classified documents. When they don't say this is classified, it means you cannot access it.
So let me bring you up to speed. Let me remind you of something.
In every country.
Let me remind you of something. During the election, remember at some point, then tell we say nobody no get right. We normally can see now IRN can read results, other people them can waiting and take a result from waiting there. At some point, they tell we say nobody no get right for do that one day, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Then not just waiting.
Because the laws of this country say that only the ECSL get right for announced results.
Mm-hmm.
But that is really not an overreach. You see, just like in the past, where they say nobody not for drive around on election day.
Mm-hmm. Or any sign of the country.
No, all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
On election day.
Mm-hmm.
Until where somebody
so you send them
the court. Yeah. Somebody go to court. And he win.
Yes, Augustine.
The case. And he win the case. So now all man they walk around free. So in the same way, I believe that if they put that law there, we go to court and test the court if they get it right. Because in every other country, if you go to Ghana, if you go to Nigeria, you see all the radio stations, all the TV stations, real time, then they announce provisional results, not your final results. Now the Electoral Commission get the right for announce final results. But we own Congosa results. If I were put on that way, we own provisional results. I don't think say anybody get right for stop with for one.
Last member you something.
Because you know say in all by elections where we don't they do actually SLPP then they release their own provisional results. APC will release your provisional results.
But let me remind you of something.
It has been the practice.
Let me remind you of something. 2023, around the same time, where SLPP then at the party office with speaker, they talk about the results, they sing and dance. Police not ever go there. But the minute we una go now in our office, waiting they happen.
No, I don't tell you say they will attempt to do it. I don't say they no go do it. They will always attempt to do it. But I tell you say, under the leadership, we will resist them. Under Richard Conte in leadership, we are going to resist it. Because we are not doing anything subversive. We are only collating our own results. Why did they give me RRF if we don't get right for Adam? If the law is such that they give me the RRF, what we go do with that? If it not be one, let we go and add. Why did they give me? You know, follow goalkeeper. Follow go chechera. Then they give we for make we self on we own. We can add up and see how we don't perform. That is the reason why they do it. Why you feel say when they don't do the election, then they display the result at the wall. Now, every polling station. Now, for make we get access to them. So results not a secret. Results not supposed to be
we just
secret.
Inside this program also today, I just ask you some.
Hello. We are looking forward to book a room for today just for a few hours. Is that possible? Sorry, we don't know
question as they come up. Another thing what about if at the 11th hour on the day for the election, this group just come and say, because of security reasons, we're not going to allow for let them post any results at the wall because it will create chaos at some point. Then get the rights for do that.
They're not get the rights there.
Okay.
The electoral laws are there.
Okay.
Until they are repealed, they're not get the rights there. In fact, I've been telling you, say, if you look at the tripartite committee recommendations, we stop at page 52 of that report was sent to you. If you go to page 53, then they talk about the divergent views where we get. And under that one day, the issues that where they mentioned there. Now, issues that way will be done discussed, but will not be able to conclude on. But the very, very important and crucial issues. Now, that 10 day, we've been talking about the voter registration and data integrity issues. Now, that 10 day, we talk about the electoral governance, the PPLC, and how it operates. Now, that 10 day, we talk about transparent results management, where we talk now about owner recommendations 43 and 63 in the tripartite committee report, where we talk about timely publication of election results, transparent collation and certification processes, mandatory verification by party agents. Now, then we talk about electoral planning and predictability. Then we talk about fair political party participation in the process. They don't talk about transparent election operations. Yeah, and they will talk about immediate disclosure of key electoral reports. These were all things where they be refused for do in 2023. And that was part of the reason why they be succeed for do what they be do.
Now, I beg for Akamisa again. You say this tripartite report talk about them things there, mandatory publish of certain information and all. Things say these governments they get deliberate effort for do anything where we counter some other laws. Them they talk about this tripartite, and this tripartite gets for go lead on a parliament, they get for pass into law. And then just as this tripartite, what don't they come for go on a parliament, they don't come with this law. And this law they talk about classified information as well. So who that would determine what's in a classified information?
Let me try for help you on this issue of classified and non-classified information. It's different. It not get for do with election results.
But yeah, vague. It talk about election results.
At the camp.
Okay.
There are even in America, even in the developed societies, there are documents where they cause. You remember Hillary Clinton, an issue where they be say he handle classified information recklessly. You remember? You remember even the current Minister of Defense or Minister of War, Secretary of War in America, where they say he share classified information with a journalist where you're not supposed for do. So the issue of classified and unclassified information is not unique to Sierra Leone. Certain types of information, certain types of security sensitive information can be deemed classified. And in America, for example, now the president then get the power for classified documents and then get the power for declassified documents. But there are conditions precedent. The document or the information for meets a particular threshold, and it forgets the appropriate recommendations from the relevant entities before ever it was classified. Not to any kind document no more. You will just grab to say classified. What thing then they do now way bad that in the case of ECSL, what they do, anything where they know say if we get that information there, it will help we for unearth the dubious plans. Well, after they say no, this is classified. In fact, right now we even get the same problem with them. They don't commission some consultants. They don't do some studies on voter registration. They don't do some studies on security. They don't do some studies on results management. They don't write a report and they don't submit that to them since December. They're supposed to share them with we, for make we all analyze them, and for make we all finally accept this report. They're not one. But we don't get the report anyway. We just don't get her. You know, they're not one. They keep her amongst themselves. Because they feel, say, some of the steps where they don't recommend inside that report, it will make it difficult for them for do the kind of bad thing in 2023. So they don't make the report public. But we will get access to the report anyway, whether they want that or not. And these are the, we have to talk about prescriptive measures we need for be taken for make it difficult for make them do the wrong thing and say that they capitalize on the law. So the laws as they exist, they're not sufficient. They get too many lacunas. That make we come up with many of these recommendations with the chapter committee reports. If they implement them, if they adopt them, they become law, they become legally binding, then will help for minimize the chances for make waiting they do in 2023, but they will do again. Because if they do it, it will not be law. I mean, it could not be a criminal offense and it can be punishable by law because the laws that exist and they will be very clear on that. You know, so the problem with Section 43 of this law is that it not only allow them sting operators here for go after you, it indemnify them for say in the discharge of their duties and they are above the law, they cannot be held criminally responsible. So they're free for doing and get away with that. If you look at Section 5, now I will talk about this now, where we talk about access to information, where they don't override the 2013 Access to Information Act. They say Section 5, it override the 2013 Act and it blocks citizens from accessing any information that the council labels as classified. As long as their label are as classified or the label as necessary for national security, or they say it related to an ongoing investigation, automatically it is classified. You don't even see it. So anything where then will say this tier is necessary for national security, this tier now part of an ongoing investigation, they say that they consider it to be classified information. And that is not the case. That is not the case. You know, so this effectively means the government can label almost anything secrets as secrets and go deprive ordinary citizens access to that information.
Welcome to the new generation of web creation, where words can launch a business.
Not to every information for be classified. Not to every information we get for do with an investigation for be classified. No. Section 1, the very first page of this law, they always talk about definition. even the National Constitution, the first part, they talk about definition. And so they define what they call a threat to national security. And this is the most alarming part. Now, this very concerning for me as an opposition member. They say any activity directed towards achieving a political objective, they say that a threat to national security. Can you imagine? Any activity were directed towards achieving a political objective, they say na a threat to national security, which means they can then invoke sections 40, 41, 42, and 43 against you.
All right. So maybe not be the wrong word that be the use why they talk about, classify. But this not be the lane where they go down to. Well, and say if una they try for go because anything against government then is considered for be security threat. Yeah, we mean say for now work hard, get a result, put them together, we go pull this government in power, then get for consider for be security threat. This now waiting I be talk about any activity. Please go ahead, no interrupt.
No, but they cannot classify results.
Yeah, but I don't take them out. I don't take them back. Say don't forget about classified. Don't forget about classified. But if the word classified disappear, the word threats they appear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But that is why I say this law dangerous. Because the powers where they not get under the 1991 Constitution, now they want to give themselves inside this act. Why the mad rush for do this, I don't understand. Why the secrecy around this, I don't understand. Because the first time where I know about this bill, that way I see the tweet from the chief minister where he say he go lay the acts in our parliament. And the first time, I don't know about you, we get more sources for get information. And I don't think say such a national
where we get defense minister way for do that.
Well, what did they don't do inside this? Now for sideline the defense minister, sideline the internal affairs minister, sideline the chief of defense staff, sideline even the vice president, who are the head of the police council. They now vest everything in the president.
Yeah, the president and the president in office. Mm-hmm.
Yes, they vest everything, not in office, in the president.
The individual, all right.
Because the president not get for commode for go lay paper in the parliament, because ideally that the president insisted before don't go lay the paper in the parliament. But because the president cannot go and lay his own paper in parliament, now make the chief minister go. Because now the president in Batman. Understand? Now make his in Batman for go lay in parliament. Now that's the thing. And as I say, they define anything directed towards achieving a political objective as something where they pose a threat to national security. This means, therefore, that any peaceful protest by the opposition can be classified as a threat to national security. And they can go after we. So like this protest, peaceful protest, what they plan so. That means they rush this law. Because under the current laws, the 1991 Constitution, we are protected. So they not get rights legally for go after we for a protest. But because the 1991 Constitution not give them the powers for go after we, they try for force through this law. So then go use them for go after we. Can you imagine? They say, the trade union, their activities, not trade unionism, they are activists. The activities can be classified as posing a threat to national security. And if they do it, they can go after them. Civil society organizations, them, where they do the advocacy work, where sometimes can require for make them protest, for make them.
And we're booked. Using less points with my 2D Aeroplan Visa Infinite card.
Everything's better when you save on a vacation.
More like a savecation.
I love that. Does this sunlight feel sunnier?
Totally. Whoa. Oh, yeah.
Everything is better on Savecation.
Okay.
Savecation start with the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card. TD. Ready for you.
Places for me, I go to England and meet in I go to the House of Parliament in England. I meet people then where get issues them they protest right there in front of Parliament. The speaker they can meet there, he talk to them. MPs they can be there, talk to them. They go back inside. I go back to America, na Pennsylvania, na Harrisburg, na the Capitol. Every day, why they go to the Capitol? Because we get series of meetings at the Capitol with different senators and congressmen. Every day where they go there, and they meet protest ongoing right there inside the Capitol, na Pennsylvania, na Harrisburg. But here, then go classify her as threats to national security. Then they hold you. So, and this means every ordinary citizen, they now expose we to surveillance and arrest. So you, as journalists, even in the performance of your functions as a journalist, if you get too much mouth, they talk too much, they throw the government line too much. They can say you talk, they pose a security threat. They can go after you, they can arrest you. This, if you look at section 3.4, it talk about the frequency of meetings. With all of these powers, the body where they oversee all of this kurara, they only meet 4 times in the year. So which means in between these meetings, their officer where they handpick, they go put, they get a field day for go after we. So for a country where they face ongoing security challenges, this is a dangerous infringement. These meetings, they're dangerously infrequent. We need more of these meetings. This body supposed for they meet more frequently, because if you don't meet more frequently, then they go left the decision in the hands of one man. In this case, the Director General of the Central Intelligence and Security Agency. Then they call the shots, and that is very, very dangerous for the country. And this, when you think of the fact, say, this small group of people are now going to take these decisions. They are not necessarily elected persons, and the process for recruits there is not overly transparent. It's very, very worrisome. The other issue about the huge fines for security companies, for me, I can say sometimes the laws there as they exist is enough. You don't need new law. If there's no dubious intention. They do all of this because they believe, say, there are some security companies that they exist when they're not comfortable with, and therefore they want for now ensure, say, they bring out their own security company, they will be compliant and get rid of the others. Because any security company now, when they don't associate with APC, they get contract. So most of them, they fold up anyway. And because they fold up, they're not able for the pay the annual licensing fees. So it's all an attempt for go after people there where they feel say they get anything for do with the opposition. That's all they're thinking about. If you look at section 53, you see say they do not give any strong parliamentary oversight. And that is the worrisome thing. In developed countries, in developed democracies, the Congress, they provide checks and balances. In the constitution, even though on paper we get separation of powers, in reality we will not get that. The executive, they sway overwhelming authority over the other arms of government. And we know that. They say, unlike well-functioning democracies where intelligence agencies are robustly scrutinized by parliament, this act provides only very weak parliamentary involvement. Very weak. Budget estimates are presented to a select committee. Na kuku jumuku undercover. Now they approve their budget. But Parliament has no real power to investigate or hold these agencies to account for their operations. Because I tell you, say that they indemnify themselves. In the discharge of these duties, they cannot be held criminally responsible. So meaning nobody can question them. Then they are above the law. The laws that will govern me and you, they apply to them. The complaint system is weak and slow. Sections 44 to 48. Section 44, they allow the citizen there for complaint about abuses by city officers. They provide for small one day. They say, but the process is slow and cumbersome because where Umfaji they work for Sisu, if Umfaji offend me, and Umfaji na Sophia and I say Umfaji offend me, they say I forgot report her first to Sophia. So you must first complain to the minister or the director general, the very people overseeing the agency that wronged you. And then you for go put. How you get right? Then you for wait. After you're going to wait for wait, and only then you go able to go to court. So you're not able to feel aggrieved. Umfa don't offend me. If they work na Sisa, I'll go na court for go challenge the action we take against me. You cannot do it. I go for go report her first to Sofian. When I'm boss, when I send, I forgot to do me the bad. That's why I for go report first. So how I go get justice? Yes, they provide for that too. And they say, when it reports to the Chief Justice, the tribunal get 30 days for decide on the matter. 30 days for decide on the complaint you get. After they don't take out the Sidon Pana, maybe the Sidon Pana first almost month before ever they allow you to go to Chief Justice. Then they set up a tribunal. Tribunal itself take 30 days. And then after the 30 days, they say there's no guarantee. Say where this tribunal make a recommendation, then go enforce it. When I remember the case of Lara Telopias, where the way investigator they suggest otherwise. Then bypass that they go to parliament with them control and go overturn her. Where the professional body, where they oversee all auditors in Africa, he come up and say they not find anything wrong in the actions of Lara Telopias. They ignore them.
Get more done with Gemini, your everyday AI assistant. Handle work with
rural and illiterate Sierra Leoneans are extremely unlikely for successfully navigate this process. So if they send the wire, for example, now one village, because they say now a mining site, so they don't grab for demonstrate against the mining company, then they go there, then go harass them, arrest them, lock them up. Those people from those villages, who said they go come for car reports to minister, they're going to claim he building. They're going to say he building. The Director General where they go for go reports to. They're going to cross gates. They're going to cross gates for me to enter for go complaint. So you got to cross the gate first. Because when you cannot get, they go ask you what you can for. You say I can't for can't complain. Complain with that. Then people are going to go, oh, okay, sit down, wait. They keep you at gate for 2-3 days. How will they kill you? You go to back to the village. So these are the challenges we get. The next one, they say immunity of security officials. Section 54(3). It grants broad legal immunity to the National Security Coordinator, to the Director General, and other security officers for actions taken in good faith. So if they sit down, they say this thing they pose a national security threat, and therefore they send for make them go do whatever they go for do. They say they did it in good faith, and therefore they get immunity from prosecution. This means if a security agent abuses, harasses, or wrongfully detains you, it may be very difficult to sue or prosecute them, leaving victims with no real remedy. Both case. They can do anything to you, now both case. You see now, this state protection service, where they can set up, this new army, where they can set up. Not for me and you, not for themselves. The elite, the president, the vice presidents, the former ministers, the former president, because 2028, Mother Bigger will become former president. So you want to make sure say he get a body we get for go protect an team. Understand it? So they make the set up this body for protect themselves if after they go left office. And then they classify themselves. And if they get their own brother-in-law there, their own son-in-law them, understand that we also they want for protect, make nobody will go after them, then get this special security we go daily for protect them. Can you imagine? Section 32, they established a new state protection service whose sole mandate now for protect the president, the vice president, their families, former presidents, ministers, the speaker, the chief justice, and visiting heads of state. That is also no more where they up yonder. We, the ordinary Sierra Leoneans, receive nothing from this service. Nothing for will. Nothing for will. Not for the rest also. But now with money, with taxes, that they go use for pay for them. And then taxes, yeah, will all they pay up. Even the very poor citizens, then they pay this tax. Even in section 9, we get for do with the chiefdoms. Yes, I agree, say we need more powers for the chiefdoms. I agree. But make the left then, make them be customary law enforcement entities. Make them not can put the gate under the executive. Make them not can give them powers again. We go allow for more abuse, especially for some chiefs. We already ruthless and draconian in the activities. So you see, therefore, me they conclude for say this bill here, if they pass up without significant amendments, it will concentrate enormous power, unchecked power in the executive branch of government, whilst it will offer very little protection. In fact, it will undermine the rights of the ordinary Sierra Leonean. Civil society organizations, lawyers, journalists, and citizens, we ask for more stronger independent oversight. We need checks and balances. We need clearer limits on the surveillance powers. We get to know who side the power tap. It never be unlimited, because myself get right to my own privacy. And we forget more robust complaint mechanisms. So where if somebody want for step on my own rights, are for able for go to court and seek redress. Make person not get me wrong. Every country needs security. Every country needs security laws. But we believe, say, the existing laws will we get, they're sufficient for we times, for we situation. I don't think, say, we need a new law. But if even the one for bring a new law, for whatever that the benefits, we need sufficient checks and balances. We need sufficient measures for curtail excesses. We need sufficient oversight. Any good law for protect the people, enough for silence them. The law not for be designed for silence the people. The law for be designed for protect the people. The law for be clear.
So all of them things they are so not the top. So the member of parliament is not they see that.
Well, you know, say right now that the social day. Now make me I don't forward this me complaint or this me concerns directly to the speaker and to the right. I don't copy the majority leader in the parliament, the minority leader in the parliament. I don't copy the chief justice. I don't copy the attorney general and minister of justice. They all don't get out. So in conclusion, I say, waiting missing na balance. It's good for me to protect ourselves as the elite, no problem. But where we now, the ordinary citizen, we still not deserve protection. Security for protect the people, enough for make the people afraid. Security for be the one there where we run to when we feel say somebody have to trample on our rights. They never be the one there would run away from. And this law, if it passed in a present form, it meant for ensure say we cannot be protected by them. Rather, than they expose we to more exploitation, to more infringement into privacy.
My feet are killing me, but they don't have to. Try Dr. Scholl's 24-hour energy insoles with boosting beads that take the pressure off for all-day comfort and energy-boosting support. Not killing me. Dr. Scholl's, new life for your feet.
Taxes was chasing updates and getting nowhere.
We, decide for can give you this, lecture today on a Sunday. We are really unusual, but it can for make we can understand this particular law and see how danger this law be. All right, family members, at this particular point in time, we'll not waste time. We'll go straight and see if you get any question or any comments or concern with regards to this particular law where it don't break down for we this evening time. So you can call now in at the voices at the program call now and add the voices of the program. This is a program where now we are on YouTube and on Facebook. And don't forget to join me tomorrow morning inside the program where we call yes. Meantime, continue further with me inside the program. You can call now and add the voice of the program. This now we program we now of course we are on YouTube and on Facebook. Let me go on the line and take the very first call inside the program. Welcome to the show, family member. Your name and the call from, please. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Conte.
Good evening.
Submission. I beg. Tell Mother Biosi, elect around himself with security. He put some na bed self where Fatima de Lejonde. Where God they ready for her. These are the talker and they happen. Beyond they go free you. Me not even while they sick. Our well king where they come on a power. The old Fatima then put the old tuna all man get you cage. They can't then do some kedo na Liberia. God pass all. Let full of security there. We don't turn at the wall. We know waiting at politics. We know people they know they get sense. Sierra Leoneans they know they get sense. How many presidents they will we get? Where at the end of the day, then die bad, then pick it they know better. At the end of the day, they know the land. Even that money already pack so. Not for nothing. It just they go give the people the country the way they keep the money. Now for them people then they keep her. In picking them, they all now so they get for a lucky. They're all. None not get for better because why? Now ill-gotten wealth. The wealth now for every Sierra Leonean, not for one person. They pack security there. Now in roof all they put them there. Now for nothing no. Now my submission down there.
Thank you very much. We go again on the line and take another call. Welcome to the show, family member. Your name and the call from.
Yeah, I call from London. Me na concern Sierra Leonean.
Okay, welcome.
Me today, what they listen to Naso and myself don't know about this bill. This bill is very dangerous, very, very dangerous. I can't because me no doubt say because Mother Biobi don't enough say no go able to protect the Sierra Leoneans, but able to protect himself, the vice president and the elite and the VIP there when I just like the car. Able to protect them picking, but you not go able to protect the ordinary Sierra Leone where they suffer down the road. But then they go thief people and then they kill people and nothing they come out of it. This bill is dangerous. Then people here and don't say something we will not ever see and no country safe. Which kind of country we want for we safe? Which kind of country we don't get to? How we reach here? It's not the question we get for us. So me I plead to the Sierra Leonean. If it's a be right, you are right. If you not able to send and safe na parliament, send and to Sengepia, send and to anybody, we're going to pass them for you na parliament. Let them get the letter for say we not agree with this bill, so that they go stop them. If they not stop themselves, they go no say Sierra Leoneans they no want her. How the elite go protect themselves? They not able to protect the Sierra Leonean. Then the chief will land them. Then they can't take advantage of us. Take our we land there. Do boku thing at the country. They can't invade the country. They're not able to protect this. They're not able to protect the property. They're not able to protect the land, but they're able to protect themselves. This is very dangerous.
All right,
I'm sorry, this is very dangerous. When I think God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Okay, we go to another call again. Welcome to the show, family member. Your name and the call from, please.
Okay, this now Ahmed on the call.
Hello, Ahmed.
Yes, please, I'm interested in the discussion and wanted to ask Dr. Richard Conte. From the excerpts you played, not the video where the Chief Minister delayed the bill. What's the Chief Minister talk and what's you panelists says he alarming, honestly, because all what you don't talk. Maybe now it's in their mind where I think not what the bill they propose. And Salon is the only country where they try to introduce state protection service. And then most countries, including the West. So now they see the best parts of the thing, rather than the fear-mongering now way Dr. Richard Conte the try to.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll go again on the line and take another call quickly. Welcome to the show, family member. Your name and side call from, please.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Your name and side call from.
Hello, yeah, my name is Alpha. I call from London.
Welcome. Get the platform, please. Go ahead.
What do you mean they say now? Anything? Not to say Boki foot. Now say Boki foot. Not to say for them. Some of them here also they blame. They blame the APC because they not set a precedent. For say okay, and so when they put Salon, so the next person they can they go follow the same step. APC self do bad thing. The sacking of the vice president was not legal, but they still said nobody not talk. So
Caller, hold you right from that point. Say, hold on. Caller, please hold on.
Everybody,
hold on. The vice president and the people of Salon, which one come first?
And the people of Salon.
So let's focus on the people of Salon for now. And not just ignore. No, that they not to the same precedents. Now, wrong precedent to bring inside. Now, wrong precedent.
Therefore, be realistic. Me na APC supporter, but
no, these are not sure, sir. I get patience for that. Sorry. Welcome to the show, family member. Your name and where you come from.
Yeah, my name Lamin. I call from US.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I just want to tell you thank you, with doctor. Yeah, for taking time. For come. Talk to we the general public. We really appreciate. Yeah, this bill, it really, some of them clauses there we then get put inside this bill, it really worrying, especially somebody like the president can always they come out for talking in a Democrat. I don't feel say a correct Democrat. They think of them kind of bad laws there. But what's worrying me most, now the young guys them, we surround this guy, maybe they refer to as the puppets them. It really not good. Because if we remember during the time we see some of the young guys there, they said they want to come into the politics for change. You understand? We not expect say that then get for the push for them kind bad laws there. You see, and these are the things that where people can talk about the 1965, which they don't happen. You see, well at the end of the day, what happen? They end up for going to bush, can destroy the country. So that
turn complex information into actionable insights with Notebook LM. Upload your own sources and create an interactive knowledge.
Sierra Leone and finally don't begin to raise their issues there. You see, I don't want anything where can we go behind. Let's see what happen right now. In our country, they still they infiltrate every day. We not even get anything how
Thank
they
you
think
very
as to
much.
how body for protect the country. Look what in happen, Ghana.
Thank you.
Today, this week,
God bless you.
the Bahama, you understand, provide about 40 to 50 armor cars for a securities them. Na Ghana. We see them now only. How we for Mosul.
All right, thank you very much.
Oppositions and
God bless you, sir.
citizens.
Thank
It's
you.
really terrible. Let God help we country.
Thank you very much. I'll take 5 more calls quickly. Welcome to the show, family member. Your name and the call from, please.
Yes, the call from the US. First of all, I have to thank Dr. Richard Conte. We able break this thing down for we not even by English but Creole. So most people go will understand within the size bill. Now, my point is the way we craft this bill for protects the elite, because it look like say anything we good now for the elites. It means the people in power. Anything they were then worried about, where they don't do, where they make them they protect us so much. Is there something they try to safeguard themselves? And also the second point is they know say a democratic country with it, where there is a likelihood of possibility, see, the 2028 election, if they man them properly, that it could slip away from their hand, and then how them go stand against what in them you don't go endorse, whether go in a parliament they endorse them, how them go perceive themselves if another government can take over. Thank you.
All right, I'll take 4 more calls. I'll go quickly. Welcome to the show, family member. You name and also you call from.
I come from London, sir.
Welcome to the platform.
Mr. Richard Conte. How do you do, sir? I hope so you're okay.
Sir.
You see, APC, with the cry for the APC kind of power now, we're going to make a big blunder. That blunder, then XFP capitalize on una now, where then they take the hammer, they knock on our head. From the day where una left 10 parliament, say that we left parliament, una not take action. And the XFP don't begin way una. Then it comes to 2023. Samura Kamara, we sell we election. Una not say nothing after that. Now make SLPP way una. Then they come with all the nonsense that they come with now. And they telling Mr. Richard Conte, 2028, before they reach this, and they beg una not afraid for call this demonstration. This demonstration, not for only APC, this demonstration are for the country itself. Forget the government of national unity. That not means another kind of power. That government of national unity now then be responsible for now we get a true and fair election. If we say that they go election with XLPP 2028, and they give one big scenario will just happen when I therefore repeat itself for mid of 2020. That big scenario there, new go power election recently. What did they do? What did XLPP they do? They say, what they don't need to supervise the whole election where you send for court. They call policeman there for you saying no, not for the outside in the court. Una mark me word saying that that's the XLPP they use for 2028. Any of una they go inside or go court, then they call police for una. The demonstration is the only way we go save Sierra Leone, not only APC. As Sierra Leone they talk about now. If we not call that demonstration day, we not allow Edmo Alpha go na power. So don't say for conduct 2028. To be honest with you, I'm disappointed with APC.
All right, thank you very much.
It's not diplomatic way. We want to wind APC, SLPP, or not going to any negotiation, na demonstration, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. We go on the line again and take another call. Welcome to the show, family member. You name and set full form.
Hello.
Yes, well, you get me? Yes, welcome. You get the platform.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, you know, I'm so fortunate to get the line today.
Welcome.
I just want to ask make 1 or 2, not really questions, but I want to know, say, like every time I see Dr. Richard Conte come at the program, okay, we don't see something we don't happen, we don't make people that don't become so very scared. Now, we talk about the issue of Zainab Sharif. I want Dr. Richard Conte take this into consideration. Zainab is an APC. Cynthia Blyden is an APC. How the APC party don't try for make them bring these two together, for make them understand each other, for make them bring peace. Like when they always talk about peace, you understand? Instead of, then they make people, then they laugh them, they bring an SLPP outsider, for come, they don't jail Zainab.
Your perfect domain is out there. Go to Wix and make it yours. Claim your space.
This is not just a mockery of what the APC say they do. We see what they do.
Family member, sorry about that. Family member, but today we just want to focus on the security bill and not on the internal politics of APC.
Okay, let me just say something.
Please.
I go align with that. You understand? Please. I can still say a few words because my time don't go. But let me tell you something. I am blaming the APC. I blame them a lot. Because when you come out, you make a public statement And when you guarantee you supporters that una they come out for make una demonstrate for something we una believe in that is not right, and then una begin to go negotiate and this and that, and then una make people that they laugh at una, then which means the APC is not genuine.
All right, thank you very much.
You understand?
Yes,
so I
thank
will
you.
just busted over a little about that again.
Thank you very
Which kind
much.
of opposition would they see?
God
Now,
bless you.
an opposition where they fear, an opposition where they think about their own interest, an opposition
Thank
where
you.
they know
God
they
bless
care about
you.
the people. Which kind of opposition? Will they look up to them for be the next,
Thank you.
for me them hold the country? You understand?
Thank you. God
in
bless
this
you.
way, I don't think they are prepared.
All right. Thank you very much. You don't exceed the 3 minutes. Okay. Thank you. We go to another call again quickly. Welcome to the show, family member. You name and the call from.
Yeah, so good evening, my brother. Good evening, Excellency. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You get the
My
platform.
me are the big everybody at this house. Now this weird, everybody putting a down. APC the kind of power 2028. And the world will lead this party to State House. Now, Excellency Dr. Richard Conte. May everybody put your down. We watch, except you don't get no campaign message. Then campaign message they get Minister Kush, Police Kush, Soldier Kush, Ambassador Kush, all man are Kush. Now Kush and Samadol, we are gonna street. Also, a pass and Samadol and Kush. Trust me, it's a no. That's why they don't get campaign message. And then that frog, or that baby. You go and table in that table. Then there are some of who in that media like I don't duck and slap or I don't both on the face and bleed them for.
No. We don't always tell you say we know they preach violence now. So move away from that.
No, preach violence.
No, not where you them preach violence.
Okay, now sorry,
thank you.
Yeah. They need Chris money for meeting and registration there. They don't meet dormant people there. Trust me, Pierre. Like a Muslim. So
we know they talk about a issue today. We will focus on the security bill. So we have to stick to that.
Okay, I support you 100%.
Thank you. All right, so we go quickly to another call. Quickly, BG. Let's take two more call. Quick one. Welcome to the show, family member. You name and the call from.
Thank you, Pierre.
Sir.
How this Sunday they go with
power, okay.
Osenge Pierre, I gladly out when you try for those you stop them concerning this way wonderful country where we all claim to be left. But you know what's in the piece me of us all? We the people, now we not goblin to not country. I can tell you that thing. See, they try for, but they don't tell a bill where for become a law where go damage even anybody, especially diasporas the way they like for talk because we think we get it right. Then they try for less sensitize people them on the radio. So man they talk say APC me don't pull vice president, APC me don't this. Look at those now you the buttons over you your people. You they talk at the end, they look say because of this may not happen. They get here, this is right.
Well, that make we say no continue and then let's just focus on the discussion on the of the security bill.
Let I just draw another thing again.
Please.
Within mother building effects for doing that.
Go ahead.
Number one, we're not able for pay with army dates. We're not able for pay with police dates. Would they go form another secret cult because not a group way for protecting people anymore. This can you imagine? Now we vote for the chief mandate. The chief mandate they defend way again for protect themselves. They defend all of way for become legal. They create them. You remember you talk about them people the way they meet a bush with go where the soldier man they want for go arrest and they say you talk about if you touch me. They want pull and now the secret group. They want can bamba with them and the people in high. But yet still, we not pay with soldier aid. We not pay with police aid. The taxpayers' money, not in pockets they come out to.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you.
You know, this comes below the pre.
No.
But I tell you something,
Thank you.
things are bad.
God bless you. All right, we take the last call inside the program for this evening time. The last call. Last call. Okay. Welcome to the show. Kailondo.
Thank you.
Kailondo, reduce the volume of your set. Kailondo.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. How you doing?
But they do fine by God in power yourself.
Okay, today I get big question, Mr. Dr. Conte. The question I get for all the content we then get as Sierra Leone, the spelling as C, the start, C-O-N-T-E-H. Why in get K-O-N-T-E-H?
All right, that's now one. But we can go now to the main issue of the day, Kailondo.
Then, what would they talk again about this security business? Now, be very careful. We don't need talk, say, Sierra Leone, SLPP get money right now. Now, for be very careful. Because then country, we don't see the one sell barracks. And it the drug cartel, they use security in the one form. Now the drug cartel ain't for finance that security day. Because what do they see in this world now? Right now, people they think about the fuel business, we don't they go up. People they try for do some subsidies for adjust to the fuel business. Why we not go take that money there? We help the people that right now with this world fuel business, they go on the homes, they close everything. Why we not go take that money there? We invest them. You know? It don't make no sense for us to go begin open new security. This not the cartel. This not cartel security. Now they come up. Now be very be careful. It's a cartel. Mr. Conte, just tell me no more. That KNDC, what is the difference, you know? Don't know if you're not Sierra Leonean or if you're not Malian. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, for the last call on the inside the program, this evening time, we go over to you, Doctor.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Kailondo, you make a laugh. You know, you make one just say Budia go na the boot Pakibi content engrave dede. Go wake up. May you ask her why if they spell the content with K, we make Mr. They spell me with K. I just say you go give the answer. May they spell me with K because I mean that they spell you with K. That's the only reason. But we can joke sometimes. We say anybody spell you with K na the original. They see that the duplicates. So who are the original content? That's in a duplicate. But on the very serious note, I don't know, believe me, I don't know. I think me that they spell you with K, we say spell out with K. That's the only reason. But me now pure. You una all naka between. Thank you very much. I agree with all the concerns where you raise about the this bill and let the emphasis where you make on proper placement of priorities. When you consider Wusai we country there now in terms of this current crisis, with everybody else other countries they try for do now for take steps for ameliorate, for reduce the suffering of the people. In other countries, because of the economic difficulties, hardship, where they come as a result of the Iran-Israel-America war, then they reduce taxes across the board. The least we maybe expect this government for don't do, now for suspend the new taxes with the intent for introduced in 2026. If you not be heartless, that are the first thing we for don't do, suspend the taxes. And I believe so if they be suspend the taxes, at least the price of fuel not before the reach reach. So because they add 2,500 on every liter of fuel we possible in this country. 2,000 the other day. So if they just suspend the excise, it will not help. The last time we got to talk about all the other taxes they introduced the formula for go school. They add education. They add 1,000. Health. They add 1,500. This they add. This they add. They get over 30 variables. But they get about 36 variables on the formula. All are just different. That's what they add for make the continue for increase the burden on the surroundings. And they make fuel now an avenue for government for generate money. No. That's not the intention. If you look at the plat price of fuel now, it's lower than the plat price of fuel at the time when fuel be at the highest peak, and where APC be they sell the fuel at 6,000 for a liter. But because we'll be able to manage the economy, we stabilize the exchange rate, we'll be able to keep them at that rate. When we find out, say, the fuel, the one for misbehave in terms of pricing, in 2011, under my leadership as Minister of Trade and Industry, we introduced a two-tier pricing formula. Why for we get flat rates? If not subsidy, you say they subsidize. Why for subsidize mining companies? Why subsidize them? Why subsidize the embassies and big businesses? Why? They get the money for pay. Where they pay. But the average Sierra Leonean does not have it. So you can have for a short-term period a two-tier pricing formula where we allow the prices for calm down for the people. But instead, when they add the taxes, now a bag of cement don't be 250,000 and rising. So by the time the bag of cement reach Kubola, it don't pass 300,000 for a bag of cement. So this is really a very serious problem. So now, with all of these problems who we get, even for pay salaries of teachers, of workers on time, no problem. They talk about the Christmas bundle. They say where Christmas go for go Fernwood, where it tie the bundle, and it try for Hesam. If you're not able to Hesam, it lay down, it lose am, it go find more wood, it can't put am, it tie am again. Where it tie am, it try again for Hesam. Where you're not able to Hesam, you go back, you lose am, you go add more wood. Now some people do so. Even the current staff who will get, we're not able to pay them. Even the current security who will get, we're not able to pay them. We're not able to equip them. We will not get one armored car in this country. Better armored car will not get. One chopper will not get. Nothing will not get. If China not give me a truck there, will not get truck. The engineering department, that China give me a machine there. Those machines, they don't give them to one contractor. Where they give contract for make roads. So instead of the contractor for go buy your machines or for go to the private companies, they go rent machines, they take the government machine, they gear. Machine they were supposed for the day for the Army Corps of Engineers, for make themselves belong, because we don't pass a law in cabinet in 2013. No, in 2013, yes. We don't pass a law in cabinet for make the Army, they constitute themselves into a construction company for make themselves able for apply for contracts. We'll be even at a time when we confiscate the equipment from CSC.
Hello. We are looking forward to book a room for today just for a few hours. Is that possible? Sorry, we don't have room service. Okay. Hey, check this out.
Thank you. With Dayuse, take advantage of over 130 hotels available for a few hours during the day.
Book the perfect hotel for a few hours on Dayuse.com from $8 per hour.
not sustainable. We will not able to finance. The money all now that's it loiter, threatening the future of the pension scheme. Money on the any side, the state is bankrupt. And instead of trying for results to prudent fiscal discipline, when they try for add more manpower, create more embassies, create more institutions, create more offices, recruit more staff, and just, basic economics. When I was studying economics, basic financial management, you host, where you know, say, now 5,000 you dey earn for the month. If the expenditure don't reach 6,000, which is supposed for not for expand the expenditure again. Now for Fenway, for cut down on some of the expenses, for bringing expenses below 5,000, not for add more. But at this going to be so Kalondo, I agree with you completely, and I will say I agree with you unanimously. Like how the Attorney General can say, I will agree with you unanimously on this one, because you hit the nail on the head. The other person is say, we, the Sierra Leoneans, now the problem. He say we dey avoid the real issue. Before we talk about waiting, they affect we now. Like this bill, we in passage, will infringe upon we liberties, we dey go for go open old wounds and cause unnecessary distraction. So instead of focusing on the real issue now, people will go begin to think about the past and leave the real issues of today unaddressed. So I agree with this person. You know, and INSEF joined Kalondo for say, we will pay for the current army. That one go create another, if I call it a sect, we can't try for just cause more problem. Abdul, my good friend, he say, all take it easy. He say April APC will come back to power in 2028 with Dr. Richard Conte as president. I say amen, and it shall happen. God being our helper. He say SLP will not get any campaign message. They not get anything past drugs, bad plans, evil plans for this country. He say what they need now a strong leader, the type of leadership with Dr. Richard Conte they provide, for take them on the issues and challenge them and ensure say this time when the people vote, let them votes count. Protect the rights of the people for elect their own leaders. And when they do so, we must ensure that those leaders are the ones who for govern we. Not to anybody who can't thief election, they want for govern we. This lady, I agree with you. The tensions working there between some of we friends are a challenge. You know, the other day we attended one birthday party and we see how Sylvia and the mayor, they come together, they hug, they dance. All man at the hall, they clap for them. I wish we could also cease fire in a similar way for the situation between Sylvia and Zainab and other people that this country will get unnecessary animosities. We are Sierra Leoneans. Let us see each other first as Sierra Leoneans. Let us try for heal with differences and try for come together. He said they blame the APC for where they not go ahead with the threats of a strike. You know, where they make. They say that because people are selfish. Now say no, Mama, not your selfishness. You know, there are different ways to skin a cat. The idea about the strike is still there on the cards. But if we can achieve the objective without the strike, then we don't need for strike. So we allow peace a chance for ensure say we achieve what we want without necessarily doing this. If, however, we not succeed for get what we want through this process, I believe say the option of the strike is still there on the cards, and the party will consider them seriously. The friend from London, he say APC make one big blunder. He say when will not be take appropriate action when they take we tell MPs they're out of parliament. I think Mr. Bidon said this before. I say SLPP, they're we, they size we up, they try we in different ways over time. And at the end of the day, they succeed for get away with what happened in 2023. And instead, the urge we say, not afraid for the demonstration, because according to her, he say if we demonstrate, then they will set up a government of national unity, and then this government of national unity will then conduct a free and fair election. It's not so straightforward, my brother. That is not how government works. But I agree with you for say if the peaceful means for resolve this issue not work, then government for also resort to the peaceful demonstration movement plan. They talk about waiting, say SLPP not the change. They talk about waiting happened in the recent chieftaincy by-election, where they kick out the electoral, the national elections watch, the observers, they will go there, they kick them out. We don't say those things are all possible, but with the hope and pray. Say, you know, what happened is, say, this SPS, now the first way they don't count with now for can use by the election, but try for keep them power. I want to say the people's power, it pass any military power. People's power, it pass any military power. If they attempt for do that in 2028, we will mobilize people's power for go against the military power. And me no say people's power now will prevail. This guy from the US say, they tell me thank you for why they help people there for make they understand the issues, especially where they do in Creole. He said this law that just protect the elites. Now he said, but wait, man, it's not like say they get something they have to protect too. The brother I say, I agree with you, because they say when see possible they smell the finger, I know what you play with. Anytime you see possible begin smell the finger, I know what you play with. If you don't just not play with bat, you know they smell the finger. He say the SLPP likely for lose in 2028. Not so likely, then they lose in 2028. So what they will do now with this kind of bad law? What did they try for pass now? Because they don't do it before in 1965. And they see how the whole thing end up for them. But they know the land. You know, SLPP know the land. Then they repeat the same mistakes. Mr. Lamin, also from the US, he said, thank you for the time.
Communicate in over 65 languages with Gemini and Google Workspace. Translate all your meetings and messages in real time with AI in Google Meet and Chat. Understand each other instantly with Google Workspace.
And we're booked. Using less points with my TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card.
Everything's better when you save on a vacation.
More like a save-cation.
I love that. Does this sunlight feel sunnier?
Totally. Whoa. Oh, yeah.
Everything is better on Savecation.
Savecation start with the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card. TD. Ready for you.
Alpha in London, he say, well, he began take you to the past, and I think say we had to stop up. The second guy at the third way, I've been getting some small issue with me phone. I think say I've not been put sufficient data inside the phone, but thank God I always get orange money on the phone, so I correct them. I connect back. So I'll be able to get that second question. The first question they asked by a lady, he said, I like this lady, how I talk. He said, he want make mother no say. No amount of security not there for protect you. Waiting there for protect you, therefore do the right thing, therefore do the good thing for the people of this country. He said, dear Bada, dear Fatima, una learn from other heads of states in other countries. Una learn what did not happen to them when they left office. Even the money where they get, they lost all thing. Una learn from that. Una govern the people there well. Make everything go well. So that when I left office, it will be well with now also. And nothing say you go shoot your way into staying in power forever. It's not going to happen. One fine day, you will be called former. And when you are called former, that's where reality will set in. But I believe, say, this country, now we own, and we all get on, and we'll take all of we for work together for build a better Sierra Leone. So I'm for telling all plenty turkey. I want to make people then continue for raise these issues about this law. It's a very, very bad law if passed in its present form. Let we raise issues. Let we parliamentarians they raise issues. Even if you are SLPP, I want to tell you, say, for once, fight for Sierra Leone and tell this government, say, what did I have to do in all right for this country? And you're not going for born good picking tomorrow. You're not going for born good picking tomorrow. Make them change them. Make God help you all.
All right. That's now Dr. Richard Conte. We join me inside the program. We join me inside the program this evening for help we follow we pick up sense. We see waiting there in front of we. We see the danger waiting up now with the moths. But because we're green or we know they support certain things and we know the same. You know, when they talk about things where they happen now, we know say we don't talk this and we continue for talking. SLPP don't make APC look like saint, like this fine girl. But then say we don't do the own thing. Yes. But waiting presently, then now we go on. Now this one way life-threatening. Sometimes you don't know what we say at the top. Life-threatening. And then go decide for do anything to you and nobody know they take action. Because then they're above prosecution. When I see that when they talk about waiting at the danger where they in front of winner, if they come back with something we don't pass. If I for member also don't come on. But let us discuss thing we pressing. Anyway, one for appreciate my time with inside the program. One for plenty take it to Dr. Richard Conte for taking time for joining inside the show. And we'll see I'm back by Golden Power Wednesday. Thank you very much, sir. And please get yourself a very good night.
Good night.
All right. And, you know, it left all thing we get and can talk to it. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. And Seth, one for thank you to you. We don't watch the program. We don't like and share. Thank you very much. To you, we don't call. You will call. You know, forget to. Thank you very much. You will don't subscribe. You will not subscribe it. You don't like. You will not like it. You will not share. You will not share it. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Until then, one for say love and also very much. Please get yourself a very, very good night.
Now, the situation is very dicey, getting more and more intense, Augustine. What do you think could be the possible way out of this in the best interest of the state? Edmond Alpha now is sworn in, so it's not just about President Bio and his appointment, it's about his protection in office under the Constitution. What could be the way out of this?
I think personally, there's a lot to unpack in all of this. And I think that, personally, it's worrying for me as a democracy practitioner. When you think that we would have grown as a nation, governance system, but then it seems as if we continue to spin in the very same position for several years. While I recognize that there are multiple aspects to what we're confronted with, suffice to state that what we need is these political players to be honest with the people of Sierra Leone. I talk about honesty because if you look at what we went through during the 2023 elections, one would have thought that lessons were learned and that we were navigating a new bend. But it seems as if we're still stuck with the 2023 elections. And I mean, personally, I did not quite support the boycott of governance by the APC after the 2023 elections.
Is it wrong to be stuck on the 2023 elections, given the controversy that emerged from the elections process and results?
Yes, I think I was coming to a critical point. Because I think once you have unresolved issues, they tend to linger over time, right? When we had all these issues and APC said they were not going to court because they did not trust the judicial system, I took it upon myself to file papers in the Supreme Court to cause the courts of Sierra Leone, the highest court of the land, to make an order compelling ECSL to disclose disaggregated, unaggregated, whatever species of results that the opposition desired. I mean, obviously, the rest is history because technically they said I was outside time. I mean, that's a conversation for another day. But the point I'm making is that once you have a certain group of people who harbor the belief that indeed they won the elections, or in fact, the current president did not quite meet the constitutional threshold, these questions would continue to linger. And the only way you can address them is to address them decisively. And whereas personally, I did not support the tripartite arrangement because as a practitioner, I thought that you needed all shades of opinion. And it shouldn't be between SLPP and the APC only. But
they had the international community. They had moral guarantors.
Yes, for what it is worth, we had the tripartite report. We're now stuck with that. I am saying that the only way out of this is to ensure that we implement the tripartite and the agreement for national unity, syllable by syllable, clause by clause, phrase by phrase, and sentence by sentence. Because once you do that, the opposition will be left with nothing but to, agree with the implementation. And so far, so good. I think certain steps have been taken by the government party. So personally, I mean, at this stage, I do not see any reason why they should back out of that process and introduce an appointment that is antithetical to the entire agreement for national unity and tripartite.
Now, APC is saying either Edmond Alpha is removed from office and they go back to participating and everything go back as it were, or they continue on this verge of abstinence from governance, and now they're saying at some point call for a peaceful protest. But constitutionally, is it possible to unseat Edmond Alpha currently in his office as chairman of ECSL?
I think we have several examples under this regime in which tenured people were kicked out of office without notice, several. So I don't think anybody should run and hide under the covers of constitution to say it cannot be done. Many examples. Governor of Bank of Sierra Leone was kicked out, anti-corruption commissioner kicked out, the chief justice then kicked out.
When it was done, was it right?
No, I am saying...
In the instances it was done, was it right?
It wasn't right.
So if it was not right then, how then is it right to be done now?
But people are questioning even the appointment, that the appointment ought not to have been made in the light of the initiation of the tripartite process, implementation process. So in essence, you cannot now say, flag the constitutional argument to say, oh, constitutionally, I cannot reverse the decision. Because in the first place, it was questioned. So I think the only way out of this situation is for all the political players to go back to the drawing board and implement the agreement for national unity and the tripartite recommendations, because this is what the APC is saying.
But going back to do that, you'd have to resolve the Edmond Alpha situation, which is the elephant in the room.
Absolutely.
How do you think this should be done? Is it Edmond Alpha as an individual who should resign, or is it President Bio who should reverse his appointment? How do you think this should be done?
I think, Phoebe, I know politicians, when they want things done, they have 1,000,001 ways of doing it. Like you said, I mean, there could be a subtle way of putting pressures to be on Edmond Alpha to resign. Also, I mean, if it pleases His Excellency, it could also displease His Excellency to withdraw the appointment. And that would, in my opinion, be the biggest demonstration of good faith in this regime. If that action, if that particular step were taken by the presidency of this country, it would send a clear message that this is not politics as usual. I am committed to ensuring that we sanitize electoral landscape and we prepare for the 2028 elections. If that is not done, I am afraid, like you said, we have several early warning signs now. It would then be the start of the perhaps the end of the 2028 elections. By that I mean, once this appointment is not reversed, what it would send, particularly to opposition parties, is that elections and electoral processes will be business as usual. And notwithstanding all the money spent, ECSL will continue to do exactly what they did in 2023 elections. And that would mean that there's no progress.
President Bio is doing his final term in office. He's reiterated that he has no intentions of going against the constitution for a re-election. If he doesn't remove Edmond Alpha from office, what do you think that would do to his legacy? And if he does remove Edmond Alpha from office, what then would that do to his legacy?
I think beyond the legacy arguments, I have said that one of the things that President Bio promised the people of Sierra Leone was the revision of the 1991 Constitution and the introduction of a new constitution that is progressive, that speaks to the realities of our democracy. That has not been done till date. And as a matter of fact, even during the conversations around the Constitutional Amendments Bill, that was when Edmond Alpha was introduced. But the point I'm making is that if the president goes ahead to withdraw that appointment, it would send a clear, unequivocal message, not just to the APC, but to the people of Sierra Leone, that one is a listening president, but also is a president committed to democracy. And the president, I think, has a track record, because I remember in 1996 when we were essentially drawn between peace and elections, he chose at that material time elections, right? So there's always a season, there's always a decisive moment in which one, especially leader, is called to do the right thing. And I think especially for our electoral landscape as it is now, we need a president that would take a bold action. And that bold action would be, I think that the opposition, main opposition parties opposed to the appointment in the light of the tripartite. In order not to forestall the process, I am going to withdraw that appointment. It would send a clear message that democracy, there's parties are speaking to each other, but also that the president cares more about our democracy than perhaps the ego of office, right? But also, on the other hand, if it does not proceed to undo what he has done under the Constitution, I think that will create, unfortunately, an early chaos for the 2028 elections. Because now, legitimately, shadows of doubt have been cast on the entire electoral architecture. Because the Chief Electoral Commissioner is not just another commissioner. It's the one who announces election results and who certifies the winner of presidential elections. And I think it's critical for us to get it right. If it doesn't, I am afraid that will be the beginning of the chaotic scenes of 2028.
Alpha Khan, as presidential spokesman, tell us, what's the president thinking recently in this situation? There was an objection raised by the main opposition on the appointment of Edmond Alpha. He still wanted, there was the approval, there was the swearing in, but the APC is still very stern on its position. What has the president been saying about this?
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody, again. Before I answer a question, I have a question for my friend and brother here, the learned attorney, Augustine Senghema, and for the APC also. What has President done wrong? That is the question. Did he go against the Constitution? Did he, please.
Did the president not sign up to the tripartite committee recommendations?
You are confusing a recommendation.
Did he not sign up?
You are confusing a recommendation.
The president himself
did not sign up.
said he is very committed to seeing that implemented. Did he not say that?
The president is committed to the implementation of the tripartite.
How do you see both going?
I am saying that at the moment, as far as the tripartite is concerned, it remains a set of recommendations which the government is working on to try and implement. And part of the implementation is that there are some recommendations which need constitutional review, which need parliamentary ratification. And one of these is this suggestion from the tripartite committee that there should be a search party for the nomination and appointment of an electoral commissioner. But what is available at the moment to the president, when there is a vacancy, is that he has Section 32(3) of the Constitution, which tells him that if you want to appoint a commissioner, you will now inform or consult with the political parties in the country, and then when you get a positive response, or when you get a response from them, because Section 117(14) of the Constitution also says that any public official who is obliged to ask for advice from somebody else with regards to an appointment or an authority that he has to exercise, that advice could come, but he's not bound to follow that advice. But the president did follow the advice of 12 of the existing parties in Sierra Leone, registered parties, out of 14. And he went ahead because he now has, on the law of averages, that he has a large number of people who supported this. The next thing is that appointment does not stop with the president's own nomination. It has to go to parliament. And in the parliament, that is where people approve the nomination and accept the appointment of the commissioner. This was done. The APC at the time had an opportunity. They are members of the appointments committee. They could have gone there to raise their objections. Apart from that, the report of the appointments committee
How much impact would that have made when eventually, whatever submissions they make in the debate, it still ends with a vote? They don't have the numbers to change any of what was about to happen. What difference would it have made?
A lot of difference. And I'll give you an example. Back in 2007, the APC, of which I formed part at that time, had 27 members of parliament, while the SLPP, then in governance, had 85 members of parliament plus 12 members of parliamentship who usually vote with the government. It's 97 against 27. Dr. Christian Atop came with a bill in parliament for the delimitation of constituencies. Our party supported that. We were 27. The SLPP argued against it, 85. When it was put to the vote, because of superior argument from our side, 58 members of the SLPP voted on our side too. So it's not a foregone conclusion that they would have lost it. It depends on the kind of argument you put across, the reasons you give. And if they see that these are nationalistic issues, the government, the opposition would work with you, or the government would work with you. They worked with us in 2007. And this is what happened. So I cannot assume that the APC did not go because they assumed that they were going to lose. So why go to the football match if you believe you're going to lose anyway? But because you signed up to represent your district, to represent your conscription in that competition, you're obliged to go. If you don't go, you lose, and you lose awfully, with sometimes your tail between your legs. But I'm saying that there was no reason for the APC to have kept themselves out of that debate in Parliament, because when you want to strengthen democracy, you participate in it. You don't withdraw your participation. When you withdraw your participation, it's just dereliction of duty. So for me, to answer your question, the APC had no reason to be afraid that they were going to lose the vote anyway. It's because the only reason they would have done that is that the president did nothing wrong. He did everything right. And Edmund Alpha, or the commissioner, any commissioner, has certain criteria that that commissioner must fulfill before you are nominated or appointed. The most important one is that you should.
Was it concerning to President Bio that the APC as main opposition had strong reservations against Edmund Alpha in connection to his participation in the 2023 elections?
Why didn't
was it concerning?
They should have gone.
President
Well, President Bio is one person. He's made the nomination. That's one step. The other steps are what? Asking for, informing the other political parties. That was done, and this time, even by writing, I think it's the first time. The other most important step is ratification by Parliament. Going to be grilled by the Appointments Committee. Is President
Bio aware of the allegations against Edmund Alpha by the APC?
How would I say that he's aware? They could have made that available to everybody and public
so you're
by
saying,
going.
He's not aware.
So why didn't they go to Parliament to put this across? Why didn't they? You have the platform. You don't go to the court of public. No, don't ask me. Don't ask me that question. Don't ask me that question. I wouldn't know if
you are the president.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know if he's aware. I wouldn't know if he's not aware. I wouldn't know.
So you're not aware if
I would not know. I would not know. I would not
of the
know.
allegations
I would
against
not
Edmund
know.
Alpha.
My dear, I would not know if he's aware. He never told me that.
But did you ever bring that to him?
I did not bring it up because there was no reason for to bring it up. A man was nominated. He had to go to vetting in Parliament. The opposition had all the right to go there and bring up the objections against him. They did not do that. Why did they assume? Do they have evidence? Maybe they did not have evidence. So if your case is weak, you don't take it there. But I think if they had a strong case, they would have gone to Parliament and argued there. And from there, the next step is there are several lines of redress that you can take. You don't sit on assumptions.
You're close to the president because you're his spokesman.
On an official point of view.
How does the president feel about post-elections conflict that really tend to derail or slow the process, the progress of governance and development in Sierra Leone?
Thank you very much.
How does it feel generally?
Thank you very much for that question. He feels very strongly about it. That is why in August of 2023, when he went to give his State of the Nation, his parliamentary speech, he was the one who actually proposed that a committee had to be set up to look into the laws of Sierra Leone governing elections, because it believes that there are some certain issues that do not sit well with opposition parties when results are announced. He was victim of it in 2012, and he said that. We were victim of it in 2002. Then in 2018, there were other complaints that Samura refused to go to appeal against the results and all that. So there are certain issues which were not very well accepted by all parties. So he said, let us get a committee where we will look at all the laws that govern us and see where we can improve them. So he feels very strongly about it and is committed to it. To answer your question.
He feels strongly about it, but what's the evidence that he feels strongly about it? To those, so it's a very interesting situation. You have those who are in favor of what President Bio did, appointing Edmund Alpha, being part of the swearing-in ceremony, and you have those who criticize the president for doing that on the grounds that He himself as an individual says he's been a victim, as you just nicely put it, a victim of the same situation of elections disagreement over results. And he is not seeking re-election. He sits in a very comfortable position to make a change. He has said he's committed to the implementations of the tripartite recommendations. How does he now come back to beat the same process by now going to appoint someone else to be chairman of the Electoral Commission when the process is ongoing in Parliament for the recommendations to be fully implemented?
I respect your logic, but unfortunately, you are mistaken in the sense that the president was the one who brought this committee into being. And according to the committee, and apart from that, in section, I think 100 or whatever the Constitution says, every agreement signed on behalf of the government of Sierra Leone or by the government of Sierra Leone must first be placed in Parliament. Thank you. So, until that is done, it is not law. And the president sitting there today, he runs the country under governance with the Constitution as it is until it is amended. It hasn't been amended yet. So the law is the law. Recommendations may be all nice and all that. But if they are do not yet have the force of law, he cannot implement them. Nobody will. If he does that, the same people will still cry that the president did something that is not been enacted in Parliament. He will
How
not
could
do that.
that not be interpreted as insincere, hypocritical, or double standard?
By the president? By the president?
Yes.
I think it's mischievous to do it, to qualify that as that. No, it's mischievous. Somebody who has come up importantly. Nobody prodded him. We are going to put a committee to make sure that these things don't repeat in future elections.
Which is
Let us come
successfully
together.
did. But why the rush now?
What do you
to
mean what
get
the rush?
Edmond Alpha?
There
amidst
is
the
no rush.
controversy
Edmond
around
Alpha has been acting as chairman of the commission for the maximum period of 7 months. Edmond Alpha has been appointed on the basis that, one, he is a Sierra Leonean, two, that he is not above 65 years old, and three, that he is competent to hold that, and he has experience. That has been done. Once he makes that, it was a nomination. Parliament could have rejected that. And once they reject it, he wouldn't force it. So he throws it to the parties, according to the Constitution. So he will consult, and he did consult. And then he then goes ahead and makes the appointment when he gets a positive feedback from the majority of the parties registered in Sierra Leone. Now, if I had an axe to grind and I was in the opposition against the appointment of Edmond Alpha, I would go to Parliament. I would go to the Appointments Committee. I've been to that committee, and they grill you. They do grill you on everything, including personal issues. I've been there. They leave no stone unturned. And when they come out with their report, you'll know that if you go through that, then you really are qualified for that. So after that, it goes to the main hall. Now
APC is saying it's either Edmond Alpha is out of that office or they would continue to abstain from governance and at some point call for a peaceful protest. I am sure this information has gotten to the president. What is the president's reaction to the APC stance? Is it looking like he's going to remove Edmond Alpha, or is nothing going to change?
First of all, I think you said that in your intro. The president has no power now to remove Edmond Alpha. Edmond Alpha can only be removed at the present where he is, according to section 32(8). A member of the Electoral Commission may be removed from office by the president for inability to discharge the functions of his office, whether arising from infirmity of mind, grace, or body, or any other cause, or for misbehavior. Has he misbehaved? He has not. In the new office, he has not.
By the APC
Where was that allegation placed? Was it in court? Was that allegation placed in court? Was it made in court? Was it made in a place where let me please finish.
So,
Thank you. Have your opportunity.
presidential
No, please,
spokesman,
let me.
you're saying it's not in the president's desire, it's not in his line of thinking right
Of course
now
not. The
to
president.
give in to this
Look,
APC
it is not a
demand
matter
and
of
remove
desire.
Edmond
You don't run a government on sentiment. You run a government according to the Constitution. That's your rule. You are sworn to carry the Constitution, and you're sworn to do that for us. And we should really be very comfortable that our president sticks to the document that has been written that keeps us a nation. As a nation.
So having made that clear, you were once a member of the APC. Had you been in the APC by now, what advice would you be giving to the APC as a way forward to move out of this situation?
So let's go to Parliament. Let's go to Parliament and be there at the vetting. If we don't make it, let's go to the open plenary when the report is presented and make our arguments to the public. Yes, that's what I would have done.
Yeah, but
and
now that it is
like that, my advice,
advise them to do?
Please go to Parliament. If you do not go to Parliament, you are voluntarily making yourself irrelevant in the governance of Sierra Leone. You are. You are making yourself, what do you call it? You're making yourself unimportant. Because if you're not in Parliament, where decisions are taken, and your absence there cannot stop the functioning of Parliament. Section 94.3, Augustine Sengbe-Mara will tell you, it's very clear that the absence of a member or members of Parliament will not stop Parliament from functioning. And it will function as long as it has a quorum. So Section 94.3 is very, very clear. Go to Parliament so you don't lose relevance.
We'll come to the repercussions of their abstinence in governance. Honorable Aminata, the presidential spokesman is saying the president is aware of the demands, but he's not thinking in that direction of removing Edmond Alpha. Abstaining from participation, the boycott, and the peaceful protest. How does this change anything? How does this give your party what you want?
Thank you very much, Fabian, and good evening to Sierra Leoneans around the world. I'm glad when we start this program today, you made a comment where we say there's a lot of things to change. And you said when you do your work, you don't wait to be thanked. So we are not waiting to be thanked at the end of the tunnel of this. What we are doing is the role of parliamentarians. We are members of parliament. We as a political party respect the fact that the sovereignty of Sierra Leone belongs to the people of Sierra Leone, from whom we derive our powers as members of parliament. And from that standpoint, the people who represent, which is our key role among the three, the representation, making of laws, and oversight, they have told us we should not allow what happened to them in 2023 to repeat itself. And we all know what happened in 2023, unless we want to go back to memory lane. One thing we know for sure, the elections of 2023 were not credible. They were not transparent, and the people were aggrieved. They knew how they voted, and they have an expectation. That expectation wasn't met by this government. And as opposition, it was very difficult at the time for us to sit with this government because we had no trust in them, which was why we had a third party, which is why it's a tripartite committee. What they have shown is that we had a right to have doubt them, because despite having international committee present there, they have repeated exactly what we've seen, the behaviors of what we saw in 2023. When I say we are boycotting from parliament as a political party, it is not because we just want to wear the crown as members of parliament at all, Fabian, far from it. In fact, when people center this entire thing around Edmond Alpha, of course, it's the elephant in the room. It's probably one of the very important reasons why we're boycotting. But there were many other issues. And I know for sure as a party, we've taken platforms like this and many more, pointing out issues. We start calling out when the census were running late. We start calling on government when the implementation of the tripartite was running far behind. We start calling on parliament, calling on the speaker to say a simple committee, which is a steering committee for the tripartite committee to be formed in parliament, wasn't being formed. When they laid the constitutional amendment, we were very clear that those amendments needs to be looked at thoroughly. We were against them. They knew. So this did not come out of the blue. As a party, we've called the government every step of the way almost like following to ensure we were doing this as we agreed. And people will say this tripartite committee does not supersede the Constitution. I agree. It doesn't by any means supersede the Constitution. And, I could not have agreed with anything more. But just like my senior uncle here, who I have a lot of respect for, the Honorable Alpha Khan have said, if you are doubting the tripartite committee and its legitimacy, let me take you back to on the Constitution, 1991 Constitution, which the President should respect, in section 44. And I'll read this out very quickly. It said, now, notwithstanding any provision of this Constitution or any other law to the contrary, the President shall, without prejudice to any short laws as may, for the time being, be adopted by Parliament, be responsible. So the President shall be responsible, in addition to the functions conferred upon him in the Constitution, for A, all constitutional matters concerning legislation. The President is responsible while Parliament is not interfere with this. So what this says is, this was a constitutional matter. The President was in charge of this. B, relations with foreign states. And we've seen the President going on foreign state and coming with the agreement. C, the reception of convoy accredited to Sierra Leone and appointment of principal. But the main one I want to bring you to is D, the execution of treaties, agreement, or conventions in the name of Sierra Leone. The tripartite wasn't signed in the name of Mada Bio as a president. It was signed on the behalf of the people of Sierra Leone.
So you're
and
saying
their
the
government.
tripartite committee is legitimate?
It was legitimate from the day it
legitimately
was formed.
backed by the
Yes.
Constitution.
It was legitimately backed by the people of Sierra Leone. The president and the government had signed that agreement with the people of Sierra Leone. As a government, when we sign on behalf of Sierra Leone. So the mandate was upon the government to put this through. And they have discussed it in cabinet. We were told, reliably informed, that it has gone through cabinet. Why was it in cabinet if it was just a gentleman's agreement? After cabinet, the government had a mandate, has a responsibility, not the opposition. And they keep saying this so foolishly when we all know what the Constitution say here. It wasn't upon us to go. We've never seen where the government goes into an agreement and it's the other party that takes the agreement to Parliament. It was the mandate was vested upon the government to take it to Parliament. So the question here, why was it not taken to Parliament in time before we do any of this that we're doing today? We've been in Parliament when agreements have come here, FBM. They kept us there till 11 p.m. just to ensure they go through that day. You get told first reading, second reading, third reading, everything got to be done in one day. Why was this so difficult for the government to do? And these are the questions we should ask. It's so funny because when we talk about integrity today, you look like the old one outside the room. What we're asking for here is no miracle. We're not begging the government on anything new. All we're saying is based on what you and your government and ourselves have agreed, let us follow through.
How is the president going against the Constitution to remove Edmond Alpha?
We're not saying
something you would support as members of Parliament.
What we will support that he does, just like my learned colleague Ibrahim Sori said earlier, will be first of all to own up and say to himself, the appointment was not even legitimate at this point, was not required now. We could have gone through the tripartite and made the corrections that are necessary from the Shat committee.
Sorry, let's understand this. Wasn't legitimate or timely?
It wasn't timely, let's say that.
Because
the legality from the Constitution, like you say, no, it's true. From the Constitution aspect, he can argue from the Constitution that is right. But the Constitution was there when you signed the tripartite agreement. So again, knowing the Constitution was there, why did you sign the agreement to the change?
Alpha Khan also raised very serious points. Why did you walk out of Parliament when you could sit there, be part of the debate, be part of the team to question Edmond Alpha, and bring up the allegations you hold against him as a political party?
I'll tell you why. The reason why we didn't do that was because when the president made his speech, as he said in Parliament, upon taking over before the tripartite, he agreed that election malpractices needs to be settled, that we needed to sit down. And when he said that to us, we agreed. The question that we should now be asking, haven't agreed and haven't done that tripartite recommendation, and haven't haven't knowing that the Constitution was there, but we needed amendments, and we're now going through the amendments. What is the urgency? Why are we now rushing all of a sudden? But let me come to your question, why we decided to walk out rather than stay in Parliament. Because we thought, we've made our position very clear long before they even go to Parliament on the consultations. When the president have consulted us as a party, we state our position very clearly, and we state the reasons for that.
But could it have been that you could have been part of the debate? You could have questioned Edmond Alpha. Could it have been possible also that other members of even the SLPP or Paramount chief MPs could have voted in favor to not approve Edmond Alpha? As, for example, we saw with the Lara Telopia situation, the expectation for many was that all APC MPs would not vote in favor of removing her from office, but that was not the result. Even some of the APC MPs voted in favor of removing her from office. Couldn't you have tested your own system the same well where you were?
No, we didn't, because as far as we were concerned, the trust had been broken from that point, even prior to going to Parliament. Like I said, as a political party, one of the biggest political party that was part of that tripartite committee, when we had said we're objecting to Edmond Alpha's appointment with state reason, the president could have called us to talk about that. But his blatant ignorance of the opposition party was enough to make us know that they were going to go ahead anyway. And even if we were not in the room,
and were you not expected to even still go ahead with your participation anyway?
Even if we were not there, if the SLPP, knowing the history of Edmond Alpha, which everybody knows in this country, about the changing of 049 to 149, which is like a music now on the floor, if they knew and they had any integrity in them, they could have voted against that.
Alpha Khan said he's not aware if president is even aware of those allegations or not.
But he's very
worried. You said you're not aware if president is aware.
If president is aware, his president will send
He cannot tell me what I do.
But I understand, like I said, it's our uncle from Goodluck. We understand. His times are very difficult at the moment. This man needs to save himself from the SLPP. But I'm telling you, they are aware. The crimes, and like I said, even when we did the tripartite committee, it wasn't just for Kone. We said for all the electoral commissioner, that includes Edmond Alpha. So why was that a clause on the recommendation? That all of them had to go. We didn't just say one. We just didn't say the chief electoral commissioner. We said all of the commissioner. And this was agreed, jointly agreed by both sides. How do you now go and make that person a chief electoral commissioner?
Those people, the APC demand to be removed, all those people, are Sierra Leoneans.
Yeah.
That's their job. Those are people who have families to feed.
Yeah.
How then do you comfortably ask for their jobs to be affected? The very same situation that, on the flip side, both the APC and the SLPP complain about people not having job security all in the name of politics. How do you justify asking for people's removal in offices?
Oh, Vivian, I have to laugh at that because, like I said to you, this wasn't just a request by APC, this was a joint request by both parties. If you were saying to me the removal of 5 commissioners was more deadly than the unrest that almost happened in this country, that is a joke. It's a serious joke. There are 5 in members, and I can add together with all of their families, they're still less than 0.0001% of this country for the chaos they caused to this country. A chaos that we're still seeing today, the impact of that. The people that have suffered today, the number of death we've had in the streets of Freetown alone, not the entire district, not the country, in other areas, just Freetown alone. The amount of death we've had will amount to the families of those 5 commissioners. So we have no regrets when we say they should go. Are they thinking about their families? Are they thinking that they're Sierra Leoneans? They shouldn't have done what they did.
Can the APC guarantee the people of Sierra Leone a peaceful protest without casualties?
Oh yes, 100%. In fact, as a political party, that is what we do. The safety of our people comes first, the safety of